Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. How far would you go to fight a seatbelt violation? Today's defendant takes it all the way to traffic court, and the moments are memorable. Click it or ticket, you better buckle up. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Well, anyway,
And incidentally, just let's be specific about something. I don't think there's anything improper about him explaining what is depicted on that. As far as where the deputy was, that has to be developed through questioning.
Correct.
So the map itself is fine, but you have to develop everything else by questioning the deputy about it. And you can start whenever you're ready.
well, the deputy has pretty much already done that. I'm just gonna make it simpler, but he did say though that he was 50 feet back. Okay, so now, at the time that my car goes right by, Mr. Dunlap, my 1990 Honda Civic, which I have had for 17 years, goes right by you. It is an old car, it's an old looking car. But why did you take it upon yourself, upon me, merely driving by to just simply get behind me immediately upon me? Upon me going by?
Because you were not wearing your seatbelt.
How could you see me not wearing a seatbelt? Okay.
Hold on a minute. You asked him a question. You got to let him answer. How is it? The question is, how did you see him not wearing a seatbelt?
The way my vehicle was positioned, and your vehicle being in the lane closest to me, I've been doing this a lot of years. I spot seatbelt violations a lot. Okay, so I'm able to see through your window, through the pillar, that you are not wearing your seatbelt.
Was my passenger window rolled up?
I don't recall. You have no tint on your windows, so.
I do. The window was rolled up. Now, Mr. Dunlop, the time of the ticket, which I believe was 11:57. I can get the ticket, but 11:57. Okay. Here is the position of the sun. The sun faces this direction. Now, once again, with the sun facing this direction and reflecting up off of my window, how could you see with the sun reflecting up off of my window and my windshield at the time?
I'm gonna have to disagree on the position of the sun and that I had a reflection on your window.
When would that have been? Okay, you just said that you had the sun on my window. That means you didn't see nothing.
I said I disagree with your statement.
Okay, and you also said that you were 50 feet back.
I said 50 feet or less.
Okay, well, we're going to use 50 feet based upon your testimony. I do have two pictures, but the prosecution and that does not want to see them. I'm trying to make things easy.
Well, actually, Mr. Bowman, they did want to see him, which is why they requested it back when they responded to your discovery response.
I wasn't told.
It was written in the document that was served upon you. But I'm not going to argue with you about that. You can continue your examination of the witness.
I'll be more than happy. I have right now. Also, in this position, ain't there a depression in where you were parked? Ain't there a depression from vehicles being parked right there? And when you go off of the road, ain't there a large depression?
Can you define depression?
A depression is the area that you are parked in is approximately even 10 feet lower because you have to go up a slight ramp to get onto this road.
No, sir.
Well, it is. Well, anyway, what I'm arriving at is when you saw my car is up higher. My car is not level with where you were parked, and you stated 50 feet back. 50 feet is approximately, would the court agree that 50 feet is approximately the distance between that corner and say this corner right back here?
I have no idea. I've never measured that actually. But you can continue with
Well,
your examination of the witness.
You're educated, got a college degree and a law degree. You don't agree that ain't 50 feet?
I'm not on the stand, Mr. Bowman. Continue your questions of the
Okay.
witness.
But anyway, you took it upon yourself to immediately immediately follow me and get behind me. But yet there was no primary type of traffic violation. Was there any speeding?
No, sir.
Was there any holding up of a phone?
No, sir.
Was there any type of erratic driving?
Not that I saw.
So then why? Once again, why did you get behind my vehicle when I went right by, because there was no violations of any kind?
Because you were not wearing your seatbelt.
Wrong. You could not have seen.
Objection,
That's-
Your Honor, that's argumentative. When he
It'll be
answers the
stricken.
question,
It'll be
he
stricken.
just needs
Your next
to
question,
move
Mr. Bowman.
Okay, well then anyway, we get up here to Route 40, and I put my left turn signal on. Okay, I made a left turn. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Which lane was I in?
I don't recall.
I was in the southernmost lane right here. You got behind me. Okay? You remember that?
Getting behind you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What did I do next immediately?
Continue driving until I pulled you over.
No. I put a right turn signal
Objection,
on.
Your Honor, he's trying to testify.
Yeah, you're going to have a chance to give your version of what happened, but this portion's for questions for the deputy.
Well, I believe that I'm doing that. Okay, well, anyway, you also stated that I was wearing my seatbelt, and when you pulled me over, could I get my door open?
Could you get your door open?
Correct.
I don't know what you're asking.
Okay. I opened my door, or attempted to open the door, and then you yelled out, "Do not get out of the car." Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. And is there a reason that I could not open that door?
Yes.
Which is?
A variety of different reasons.
Such as?
Officer safety is the main one.
No.
Objection, Your Honor, if he's gonna argue with them, he's
Well,
got,
I'll strike the defendant's comments, but, you know,
Well, anyway, I could not open the door because of the seat belt. I wanted to get out of the car, and I wanted to show him this piece of paper, namely to the overhead cruiser cam, that I don't consent to anything, because I had no idea why I was being pulled over. And because I was being pulled over, I was pulled over.
objection, Your Honor, he has to ask a question.
Well, but
Sustained.
anyway, you saw me with my seatbelt on. You said you saw me with my seatbelt on. Okay. Now, upon you coming up to me and asking me for my license and insurance, and that, did I tell you that I wanted your badge number and cruiser number?
Yes.
And what answer did you give me?
Probably said it's on the citation.
You did not. You did no such thing. You stated, and it is clear in the video that was reviewed by the prosecutor, but it's not being shown. My number
Objection,
is
Your Honor.
911.
That's not accurate. He's not allowed to testify. He is not testifying now, and he needs to stop.
well, I think we can convert that into a question. He's asking you, did you say that?
I cannot recall that specifically.
I do.
No.
I requested to enter this thing that they gave me, which is that piece of computer thing. I think it's called a flash drive.
Mhm.
I requested that be entered in.
Well, it has to be played and authenticated, so you'll have to actually show it during the trial.
I got it here somewhere.
It's Kyle. I think the assistant law director vacated her seat, so Mr. Bowman could utilize that.
Yes, Your Honor, because he just orders people and yells at them to tell them to do stuff, so
All right, that'll be stricken as argument as well.
it's the truth, though.
Stricken.
Sir, keep in mind, I don't understand or know how to use computers.
I understand.
He didn't tell me which one. Sorry. There's two photos. Yes, ma'am. It's the time which one he wants to.
Which one of those files is the one you want to play, Mr. Bowman?
I believe it's the cruiser video.
The
Dashcam.
those don't
I
show.
believe it's actually on. I believe it's actually on both of them.
I would suspect that 19 DC means dash cam and BW means body worn, so let's click on that one then.
Dashcam?
Yeah, that's what you want to see, right? The one that was mounted in his car?
Yes, it's in the first few minutes.
Where's the video file? Try. Because what'll happen is, well, he accused us of cutting it, so it'll skip if you don't put it on the. I don't know if it'll, I might have to bring up the viewer first. Here it is. Should be loading. Okay, so this is what he wants. Thank you.
You can fast forward if you want.
We will be 40 westbound, just west of 158. Charles Zebra, 44. Hold on. You better shut that door! Shut the door! Shut the door! Charles Zebra, 44, Boy Charles. Charles Zebra, 44, Boy Charles.
Let me see your hands. Put your hands on the steering wheel. I'm not messing around.
Just natural sand.
Good.
This is on Columbus 1990 Honda Yellow Valid Negative 56.
No audio on the dash cam at this point.
85, 50, 85.
Okay, you're good.
It was very early. The last time I seen this was 30, 45 days ago.
What are you doing, dude? I'm just gonna stop you, so. 19-751-1610.
Thank you, guys.
We will be 40 westbound, just west of 158. Charles Zebra, 44. Hold on. You better shut that door! Shut the door! Shut the door! Charles Zebra, 44, Boy Charles. Charles Zebra, 44, Boy Charles. Let me see your hands. Put your hands on the steering wheel. I'm not messing around. Good. My number's 911.
You can stop it right now. You don't recall
Deputy Dunlap, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. Do you have any
saying that? My number is 911.
That refresh my memory, yes.
And why did you say my number is 911 when I specifically asked for a badge number?
That's just what I did at the time. I didn't hear badge number, apparently.
No, I said badge number. I want your name and number.
Okay.
911 is what you said. 911 constitutes harassment. Okay, but anyway, when you told me that my car was yellow, what was my instruction to you?
Sir, I don't know the specifics.
My instruction to you was to go around front and see for yourself, wasn't it?
Okay. Like I said, I don't know specific instructions that you were demanding me to do. I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, yeah, I told you to verify, because you know what? Who in their right mind wants to drive with fictitious plates? I know people do that all the time, but they're not. I don't drive to get myself arrested or put in jail. Okay. But anyway, yes, you said that a number was 911. So then, at the time, I'm not aware of receiving any citation. But then you took it upon yourself to issue 2 citations. Why did you issue 2 citations when there was no primary violation at all?
I wrote you for a primary violation, sir.
Which was?
Unsafe vehicle.
Okay. Am I being charged with that today?
No, sir.
Okay. But anyway, yes, yep. you said something about obstruction in your testimony being questioned by the prosecutor.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. There, you said something about an obstruction. No, but anyway, yeah. Well, I know what happened, and so do you, and
Objection, Your Honor.
I think I'm
Needs to ask
done.
a question.
I think I'm done.
It'll be stricken. You can have a seat there. Miss Davison, redirect examination.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. T.
Dunlap, badge number 19.
I want everything. What do I have
OC?
on my side?
Pepper spray, flashlight, what is it?
Yeah, I got pepper spray, I got a flashlight. What'd you pull
Do you
me
have
over
guns?
for? No. What'd you pull
Okay,
me over for?
step out.
What'd you pull me over for? I demand. I demand. I want your
Step
name
out
and
and get your
number.
license.
Mr. T.
Dunlap, badge number 19.
I want everything.
Give me your license.
I want fucking everything from you. You fucking.
Deputy Dunlap, sorry. Deputy Dunlap, was that further conversation that you had just moments after the 911 comment?
Yes, correct.
And what information did you give him?
My name and badge number.
Okay. And was it legitimate? You didn't make up the name and badge number?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when you issued a citation, was your name and badge number on that document as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the portion of the videos that we've shown you today, did they appear to be a true and accurate depiction of what happened during the time periods on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
I have nothing further.
All right, so Mr. Bowman, you get the right to what's called cross-examination, but you're restricted to only asking questions about what she brought up on a redirect, which basically consists of the conversation between the two of you. So do you have any other questions for him this time?
Basically, it just simply comes down to you know, why did you even get behind me to even
Objection,
begin
Your
with?
Honor.
Okay, I'm going to sustain the objection because, as I mentioned, Mr. Bowman, your questions are restricted to what she asked about on redirect. We can't revisit what happened on direct and regular cross. So any questions about what she was asking about your verbal interaction?
I can't think of any as of right now.
All right, Deputy, you may step down. Thank you. Any additional witnesses on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Did the state wish to mark any exhibits for identification purposes?
I don't think it's marked.
Well, I mean, the state doesn't have to offer it, but it doesn't want to.
Yeah, I will.
And that would be the flash drive containing the two different recordings?
It is, Your Honor, and I'm labeling it plaintiff's exhibit number 1.
All right. So, Mr. Bowman, the state is asking me to admit that flash drive into evidence and thereby admit those videos. If I grant that request, that means I can take into consideration what I just watched when I determine or make my decision about whether or not they've met their burden of proof. Do you have any objection to the videos coming into evidence?
I do not.
Then states 1 will be admitted without objection. Does the state rest?
Yes, Your Honor, thank
All right. So, Mr. Bowman, the state has rested its case. As you well know, you're presumed to be not guilty until and unless the prosecution establishes your guilt by proof beyond a reasonable doubt. You're under no obligation or requirement to present any testimony, call any witnesses, introduce any exhibits into the record, or even take the witness stand yourself. And if you elected to pursue that strategy, I don't hold that against you at all. It doesn't decrease your presumption, doesn't lessen their burden. You do, however, have a due process right to present a defense in the form of calling other witnesses, introducing exhibits into the record, and by taking the witness stand on your own behalf. If you elect to testify, you are required to either swear or affirm to tell the truth, and when you're finished giving your side of the story, you are required to answer any questions that the prosecutor might have for you. With that explanation, other than yourself, do you have any witnesses that you'd like to call?
No.
Do you wish to testify on your own behalf?
I forgot one important part. I forgot one important part, and it concerns actually seeing a seatbelt.
Well, obviously, the witness was already up on the witness stand.
Yeah.
Did you want to testify?
Yeah.
Come on up to swear or affirm to tell the truth.
Thank you. Do you solemnly swear or do you affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yeah.
Please have a seat, sir. For the record, you're going to state your name and spell your last name.
All right. Well, Mr. Bowman, you don't have a lawyer to ask you questions to take you through your testimony. Your testimony is you just giving me your side of the story, and you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Well, it's like I said. I guess we're gonna have to go through it again. Am I allowed to walk up there?
Yeah, but keep your voice up because we want to make sure that we record everything, and there's
there's
no microphones real close to there. So just make sure you keep your voice up, please.
Okay. This is the map that I drew for purposes of simplicity and make it easy for everybody to understand. I still have those two pictures that I'm more than happy to let you see. Okay, if you want to see them, I'll show them. Okay. This is where he was parked. This is where he was parked. I took two pictures today of that location. Yeah, the ground right here off of the road is lower. I can't remember the term that they use. But anyway, when you're off the road, you're a lower because this is a gravel and that. So that makes my car up higher. So then I'm going by, and then he pulls out immediately. I'm like, what is he doing? He stated that he saw me put on a seatbelt. Okay. I would like to take this belt off right here. I would like to use it to illustrate a seatbelt. I have a suspenders on, so my pants is not going to go down.
You may proceed.
He stated that he saw me put a seatbelt on. But when you see my doors in that, how can you be sure? How could you be sure that what you didn't see was just simply this rearranging of a seatbelt? Seatbelts are kind of troublesome, and you have some breathing room. So now, when you put a seatbelt on, he stated that he saw me put a seatbelt on. I will simulate right here in front with this buckle, with this going in as fastened. Can everybody see that?
The record will reflect that everybody can.
Now, if you are 50 feet away, as he also stated, and with the sun and that, you said that you saw me put a seatbelt on. Now, I am putting this belt on from behind. Am I fastening this belt? Can you see this belt being fastened? Can anybody see this belt being fastened? I don't think anybody can. And if this belt is let's pretend that this right here is my car door. You walk over here. And Deputy Dunlop sees me. But this is all that Deputy Dunlop sees of me. Here's my door. Here's my rolled up window. Deputy Dunlop sees me handle my seatbelt just a little bit. Deputy Dunlop did not see me put and latch on a seatbelt. What Deputy Dunlop may have saw is me handling my seatbelt due to it being just a little slightly uncomfortable. there is no way that you could see a seatbelt being fastened as per Deputy Dunlop's testimony, because you are blocked by the door and the window is rolled up. The sun is shining on it. You saw nothing. Deputy Dunlop only saw what he wanted to see. Okay. I'm gonna put this back on and get back up here. Stuff on later.
All right, you can go ahead and retake your seat there on the witness stand and continue with your direct testimony.
I saw myself being followed by Mr. Dunlap, but I did not recognize who the officer was because I could not see the officer. I could not see all I could see was a cruiser. And when I drove by right here, and I looked right here at this window, I could not see who was behind the wheel, male or female. I could see nobody. All I could see was a cruiser. So once again, I say he saw nothing. I continued on, and then the rest of the video pretty much documents pretty much everything else. But anyway, I got pulled over. I had no reason. I had no idea why, and because I've been harassed by police before, and during my years as a professional truck driver, I've had a commercial driver's license for about 32 years. I have been hassled by police I don't know how many times to move on when my times have expired where I can no longer drive. There comes a time you get sick of it. And then the video explains, and it's also like you saw me saying in the one, I want it all. I want everything. I want everything. I was adamant as to why I was being pulled over. I had no idea why. What did I do? And yes, I do know that badge numbers and that are on citations. But however, I wasn't expecting no citation. That's why I asked, I want your badge number and everything right now. And he stated, my number is 911. I consider that to be harassing. We pretty much went through the rest of the thing. I got 2 citations, and then I went to the BMV afterwards in Batascula to take care of some BMV work, as I have numerous vehicles. I'll also make a statement to the fact, although I don't have to say, I drive for fun, I drive for recreation, I drive to get away from stuff. I drive more than practically anybody you'll ever know or meet, besides just simply going to work. But right now, I'm retired, I'm on Social Security, but I still drive because I like to.
Is that everything?
I pretty much don't know what else to say. Let me stand up a bit. I think I got this too tight. Sorry.
Okay, you can retake your seat because the prosecutor may have some questions for you. Ms. Davison?
Thank you. Mr. Bowman, Deputy Dunlap did provide you with his name and badge number shortly after he pulled you over. Isn't that true?
No.
You didn't hear the video that he gave you his name and badge number when you got out of the car?
Can you, I did not.
I just played it for the deputy.
Okay, if you'll replay to refresh my memory, I also do have memory problems. If he did say it, then okay. I'm 63 years old and I do forget stuff.
What do you have on your side?
What do I have
OC?
on my side?
Pepper spray, flashlight, what is it?
Yeah, I got pepper spray. flashlight. What'd you pull
Do you
me
have
over for?
guns?
No. What'd you pull
Okay,
me over for?
step out.
What'd you pull me over for? I demand. I demand. I want your
Step
name and
out and get
number,
your license.
Mr. T.
Dunlap, badge number
I
19.
want everything. 9.
Give me your license.
Did you hear him give you that information?
I just heard number 9.
T. Dunlap, number 19.
Okay.
Okay, so he did give that to you. Is
Uh,
that correct?
As per the video, yes, but not
Okay.
immediately upon being asked.
What did you scream out of your car window when you were asking him, when you were first pulled over, what were you screaming out of the car window, to which he responded 911?
Oh, I want your name and number now.
Okay, and when you were pulled over, why did you start throwing your arms out of the car?
I'm like, what? Yeah, I threw my left arm out the window because I'm like, why is this? What did I do? I didn't do nothing.
Okay, and then the officer, Deputy Dunlap, started to explain to you about your registration, the colors of your car and what the B&V had. They were different, yellow and blue. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did you get that fixed when you went to the B&V?
No. This was at. I went to the BMV last week on that. No, I had a registration thing to take care of in Pataskala, and that was my priority.
Oh, okay, so you didn't change the color on your
No.
registration? Okay. And Mr. Bowman, how do you know you had your seatbelt on?
Because I put it on. I put it on all the way back in Columbus, and I'm traveling out of town and in a very small car.
Okay. And you remember putting it on?
Yes.
Okay. Does your car, I know it's a 1990, does it make any sounds or anything if you don't wear your seatbelt?
The audible sound is long gone.
Okay. So if you didn't have it on, you wouldn't hear any automatic sounds, dinging, beeping, anything like that?
No.
Okay. I have nothing further.
Now, based upon the questions that she asked you, do you want to add anything to your testimony?
No, pardon me a bit. For some reason, I don't know why I'm having a small stomach ache. I have no idea.
Would you like to take a short break?
No, I'd really like to kind of get this done, maybe.
Okay, well, go ahead and collect what you brought up with you and just retake your place at the table. And you indicated earlier you don't have any other witnesses, correct?
Correct.
And so do you rest your case, sir?
Yes, okay.
All right. Did the state wish to present any testimony or evidence in rebuttal?
No, thank you.
Did the state wish to make any argument?
We rest on the evidence.
Okay. You get to make what's called a closing argument, Mr. Bowman. Closing argument is a party's opportunity to comment on the evidence that's been introduced during the trial and what they believe, how that should be interpreted. So, for instance, if the state had elected to present a closing argument, they would have talked about how they felt that all the evidence points to your guilt. You have the opportunity, but not the obligation, to make an argument as to why you feel that the evidence is not sufficient to sustain a conviction, but you do have to confine yourself to the testimony that we've heard here today, as well as to the video that we watched. So you're not required to make the argument if you don't want to. Is there anything you want to say before I render a verdict here today?
I just basically want to say that I don't feel that the prosecution has met its burden of prosecution has not met its obligation to meet the burden of proof.
Are you sure you're okay? We
Got
call
some water, maybe.
Certainly.
Maybe. I'm sorry.
That's
Water.
I want to make sure that
Room
you're all right.
temperature, not ice cold. I'm just basically going about my business, but yeah, a little bit more about me. I am a military veteran from 1980 to 91, and served 2 tours of combat. Grenada and a Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Here's my military ID with my rank of sergeant in that, and I was also responsible for troops in that. I'm not a bad person all around or know nothing. I went about my thing, going out drive. I went to Pataskla BMV to settle my registration thing. I went to south end of Columbus last week to the BMV out there, and when I told them about the registration being yellow, the clerk said that I was their third customer. But she said, do you wish to change it? And I go like, well, how did it get to be yellow to begin with? Goes, do you have your title with you? And I'm like, no. Goes, well, you need to bring your title with you. And I'm like, why do I need to bring the title? I'm the owner. Here's my license. Goes, okay, let me get the supervisor. Supervisor then said that we can do this today, but there'll be a $6 fee. And I'm like, I got to pay $6 for you to correct your mistake?
Anything you want to say specific to the citation being issued, or the facts that we've heard, the evidence that's been presented?
I think that this case basically should not have happened. It shouldn't have happened at all. Dunlop got behind me immediately up on me going by. Immediately. That's Dukes of Hazzard style. Dukes of Hazzard style, as I'll call it. And I'm being followed.
Let me point out that you're lucky that the court is old enough to remember that show, because there are probably some people in this room who aren't. But continue, please.
Well, I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm now being followed and the video did show me change lanes twice right there, and so that I wouldn't be behind him or I wouldn't be in front of him, and plus he was on me very, very, very close, following way too close. But then I got pulled over, and because of as I stated, what did I do? I was mad. I was hostile. I'll admit it. And I even stated that when I was here last time. I shouldn't be here. I didn't do anything else further. I didn't go up and punch him in the face or none of that. Normally I'm the type of guy who settles stuff with my fists, and I don't need guns to do it.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Bowman. Ms. Davison, because the state has the burden of proof, they get what's called a rebuttal argument if they want to make it. Any argument in rebuttal?
Just, Your Honor, that Deputy Dunlap is definitely not Roscoe Pico training. There was no Dukes of Hazzard getting on Mr. Bowman. He can follow any car anytime he wants. The video was proof that he wasn't following up on his bumper. He wasn't tailgating him. So I think Mr. Bowman's take on the way that Deputy Dunlap followed him was not accurate. Thank you.
Okay. A couple things that I noticed, and it's unfortunate that the video, that still shot wasn't still up there, but the court notes that the position of the defendant's vehicle, the rear window would have been about the same angle to the sun as his passenger window would have been as he was passing in front of the deputy. And I didn't see any glare from the sunshine there, and it definitely didn't look like there was any tint. So, there's conflicting testimony. Deputy Dunlap says, this is what I saw, this is why I pulled him over, and this is what happened. Then we have Mr. Bowman, equally as fervent in his belief and contention that he in fact was wearing a seatbelt. The court has to make a judgment call. I find that the deputy's testimony is credible, that he was able to discern and see that the defendant didn't have his belt on, and for that reason, I'm going to find that the state has met its burden and enter guilty finding. Now, in a moment, after we handle the sentencing matter as far as me imposing a fine, I'm going to explain to you how you can appeal my decision, both finding you guilty as well as whatever sentence I impose. So, as it relates solely to sentencing, not arguing with me about guilt or innocence, because I know you disagree with me there, but as it relates to the sentence itself, is there anything you want to say?
No.
All right, Ms. Davison, did the state wish to be heard in that regard?
No, thank you.
This water didn't help out at all.
Well, we're going to get you on your way here momentarily, okay? I'm going to go ahead and impose a fine of $30. I'll order the defendant pay the court costs. Now, as I mentioned, Mr. Bowman, you have a right to appeal my verdict and the sentence. You have a right to have a notice of appeal filed within 30 days of today's date. You have a right to pay for a transcript of our proceedings today, which is required to pursue an appeal. And you have the right to retain counsel of your choosing, but for the reasons I mentioned earlier at the beginning, you're not eligible to ask the court to provide that for free. So, do you have any other questions as to your sentence or your rights to appeal?
No, but if I choose to pay fine and cost, what is the total?
They're going to give you that down in the clerk's office. I don't know what it is right now. They'll have to calculate that. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Davison?
No, thank you.
Very well. Court's going to stand in recess.
All right.
If you are in medical distress,